It is no question that the Oklahoma City Thunder need to target a big man during this offseason if they want to make a run for years to come with this squad they currently have. And the topic of discussion with that person would be Deni Avdija of the Washington Wizards, trading for him this offseason. What up? It's Bryson Akins here with another Thunder Digest video for you guys today. Before we get into all this stuff, I just want to take a moment. 88% of you guys coming back and watching these videos are not subscribed to the channel. Just gotta say, if you find yourself coming back, you enjoy this content, and you love this kind of content here on the channel, go ahead, drop a subscribe, drop a like on the video so I know to do more videos like this in the future. And now we'll go ahead and get into it. This guy was also someone that was talked about during the trade deadline weeks prior, questioning if the Thunder were going to trade Josh Giddey and a plethora of picks. I say a plethora, maybe just a first round or, first rounder and a second rounder along with Josh Giddey to the Washington Wizards for this guy before the deadline was done. However, we settled on Gordon Hayward, and clearly that has been working out, along with the free agency signing of Bismack Biyombo during the season. And those two guys haven't really been putting in numbers or work for us, especially in the postseason. As you guys can kind of tell, I'm going to go ahead and look at our stats here for the postseason. As you can see here, 43.9 rebounds a game isn't going to cut it, along with only 34 defensive rebounds and 9 offensive boards. We're getting killed right now on the glass, and it shows. It shows how little size we actually do have on this team and how important it is to go get some more size to help us down low at the 4 or 5 spot, either coming off the bench or even starting for us, along with, someone that can also be versatile and work in our system. And someone that's been talked about on Thunder Twitter, on every form of social media that you can find, is a guy, Deni Avdija of the Washington Wizards, who had a pretty good year. You guys saw his stats for a second there. I'll bring him up again later in this video. But he's been a guy that's been talked about a bit. And this article, too, doesn't directly quote him being linked to the Thunder. However, as you can see here, the Washington Wizards currently hold the number 2 and 26 selections in this year's NBA draft as they fully embark on a rebuilding phase of the organization. But despite this year's draft class generally being considered a weak one, Washington's reportedly will look to acquire another first-round pick in the draft, according to Michael Scotto of Hoops Hype. General manager Will Dawkins began Washington's rebuild last season, trading away Bradley Beal to the Suns, Kristaps Porzingis to the Celtics, and sending Chris Paul, who was acquired in the Beal deal, to the Golden State Warriors, a deal that netted the team Jordan Poole. And so as you can see there in that article, it says they're looking to go get another first-round pick in this offseason before the draft. And it could kind of be linked to the Thunder if you want to think about it, as we do have a lottery pick, the 12th overall pick, which is a little bit of a tricky position. However, it secures them 2 first-round lottery selections there, 3 first-round picks, and also it could spark those trade talks again with Deni Avdija of the Washington Wizards to help out this team for years to come. Because if you've seen his contract too, right here, it's not an expensive contract by any means, and we would have him for 4 years as he signed an extension. 4 years. We'd have to pay him $15 million this year. However, we are losing $33 million in cap room with Gordon Hayward going into free agency, and so that takes up half of it. And if we do trade Josh Giddey, realistically, it doesn't take up that much anymore. It only takes up around $7 million of our cap space, allowing us to do some more work in the offseason to go get more guys to add to the squad. And so it's definitely a very good budget option, especially when you look at his stats, what he brings to the floor, and how well he would fit into the system. He's been getting better defensively. He's been improving offensively. He's becoming more efficient. He's able to shoot the 3 ball. He can space out the floor, which is all about what this Thunder offense and defense is all about. Staying in front of our guys, being physical. That's what he does. I've seen him stop KD, LeBron, guys like that because of how physical he gets and how much he wants to stay in front of that ball. And he's able to shoot the 3-pointer as well, which is huge for this team, as we were the best 3-point shooting team in the league this year, and allows us to space out the floor, especially with the likes of Chet Holmgren, who likes to space it out as well, as he's a stretch 5. So it helps us out a ton there. Also, with his stats, as you can see right here, 14.7 points per game, 7.2 rebounds, and 3.8 assists on 50% field goal percentage right there, and 50% shooting from the field. The point number and rebounds is what really sticks out to me, as you'll also see later on in a minute. You saw it for a minute. It's probably not enough to see there for how long I accidentally had it up there. But offensively, he's improved. Defensively, he's improved. Rebounding-wise, he's improved. And he's not a small body by any means. He stands 6'9", 210 pounds, and he's only 23 years old. He's still very young. He can still improve a ton. so far in his career. He's only been in the league 4 years. He has great size and really fits in with us as we need that size to help us down low in the paint. Yes, he's not a 7-footer like we'd hope for. I know a lot of people want to go trade back for Steven Adams, Jonas Valanciunas to really help out with the boards. 7 rebounds a game, though, right there, helping us out down low. It allows 2 guys now to box out down there, and then a guy like J-Dub to come by and grab a board if everyone's boxed out. Chet Holmgren can now have some help down there instead of having to worry about 3 defenders trying to out-rebound him. It just helps out a ton just having a little bit more size and a little bit more help. That's all it does. It's the same thing of Nicholas Claxton, how we've talked about him. He's 6'10", 210 pounds as well. Not really that big for a center, but when you think about it, it just helps to have that size down low again there as well, especially in the starting lineup. I'm not sure if Deni would be a starter. I would assume he would if we're trading away Josh Giddey for him. I would assume he would step into that starting role and be a starting power forward for us, but you can say the same about Nicholas Claxton if Josh Giddey ends up going away. And realistically, we can go get both guys this offseason. We can go get both guys because those have been 2 guys we've talked about a ton so far in talking about current NBA players. Signing Nicholas Claxton, who's looking for a $20 to $25 million deal. If we trade for Avdija and we trade Josh Giddey to him, that allows us to have just enough cap space and room to still go after Nicholas Claxton this offseason, which would be ginormous for this team. To add in 2 bigger bodies, one that can shoot the 3 ball and play decent defense and help us rebound, and another guy who is a rebounding and defensive specialist for us, and allows us to actually work down low in the paint because that's what his game is. It's working down low in the paint and getting big and getting physical and getting to the hoop. Adding those 2 guys on our team would be huge, and realistically, it's possible. It is very possible for us to do that. And speaking on Avdija, like I mentioned before, he's only improving. He's only going up right now. As you can see here, the first year he was in the league, not a great season at all. People were considering him to already be a bust. You can see there, 6.3 points per game with only 4.9 rebounds, just at 5 and 1 assist on not great shooting numbers, 41 from the field, 31 from behind the arc, and 64 from the line. He took a little step the next season, not by much, just a little step, especially in his free throw numbers as it jumped up to 75%, but 8.4 points per game, that helps out there. Rebounding went up just a tad bit along with assist. The defensive numbers didn't improve all that much, but then you go to the next year, once again, not that much. He's becoming a little bit, I don't want to say more of efficient of a shooter, but defensively getting better. As you can see by the rebounds, his steal numbers there. He's moving the ball around a lot better with 2.8 assists per game. Now, granted, some of that is he's playing a little bit more, getting that starting lineup, getting just slightly more minutes. But then you look at his latest season there. He started all 75 games, played 30 minutes a game as well. Shot 50% from the field, 37.4% from behind the arc, 73.9% from the free throw line. He's averaging 3.6 free throws a game at the moment. Also, averaged 14.7 points a game. That is a huge jump from 6.3 your rookie season to 14.7 here in your 4th season in the league. It's also a 5-point jump from last year as well. 7.2 rebounds per game, 3.8 assists, almost a steal and half a block per game. So defensively and offensively, you can tell this guy is improving, and he can only just keep on growing from here. He actually got a chance this season as he started every single game. He was playing at an increased number of minutes with 30 minutes per game. His per 48 minutes and stats are off the charts as well. They help out a ton. It just helps to have that size. And like I mentioned before, this wouldn't be our only move in the offseason, as we would still have a good amount of cap space to use it on guys that are either becoming free agents on our team or to go get another free agent out in the market right now. Like I mentioned, Nicholas Claxton, Isaiah Hartenstein, Jonas Valanciunas, guys like those would still be available for us to go and target with the budget and money that we'd still have left after trading for Deni Avdija. But that's all I got for this video. Like I mentioned before, if you find yourself coming back, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to stay up to date on new videos when they drop, and we'll see you guys for the post-game reaction tonight.